Join my Patreon. Join my Patreon. Join my Patreon. Join my Patreon.
This is YouTube's fault. Help me. Join my Patreon today to be a part of this community that YouTube is trying to shut out. Thank you for all the support. I love you guys. Which drugs cost the most amount of money and most amount of time? Let's get the fuck right into it. It's pretty important how much your drugs cost, as I'm sure if you're watching this video and you're something like me, you probably do a lot of them. So let's discuss which ones are the cheapest, as maybe it'll help you decide which drugs you want to do. Now, all illegal substances and drugs have everlasting negative consequences, and that's what this video is about. I'm not glamorizing drugs. I'm actually just here for drug prevention and to help you see the real consequences behind drug addiction. So let's get the fuck right into the tier list. Starting off with alcohol. It's not expensive. Okay, well, we're talking about drugs. We're talking about drugs in terms of how expensive they get when you get really addicted to them, or when you keep using them, or alcohol is cheap. It's one of those things that you do in conjunction with other drugs most of the time. Alcohol for a drug addict is more of a pastime. So, moving on to benzodiazepines. This is a picture of a Xanax popsicle, alprazolam, Klonopin, Valium. Honestly, I think benzos are cheap. Personally, I'm going to actually put them in the middle here, where I'm not expensive but not cheap, as they're not expensive with money, but they do cost a lot of your time. Should we rank that there? Let's leave it there. Moving on to caffeine. Caffeine is honestly almost a big free, but we're going to go ahead and put it in cheap. Honestly, I'm going to put it in the big free. It doesn't really cost much of your power. It doesn't cost much of your money at all. It doesn't cost much of your time. Personally, I don't think caffeine is the worst addiction to have. I don't think it's the most time consuming, and I don't think it's the most expensive thing ever, by far. Moving on to heroin. You're spending your soul when you buy some heroin. Not only is it kind of expensive, but it also takes your entire soul. Takes every single thing that makes you human and throws it out the fucking window, because now all you want to do is heroin. Moving on to dextromethorphan, DXM. This is in Robitussin, Delsum, that bullshit that you're doing because you're broke and you're under the age of 16 and can't get real drugs, but you know, this is cheap, very cheap. DXM is cheap. Honestly, DXM is the big free, because let's be real, you're stealing it. You are stealing it. Caffeine is cheap. Moving on to cocaine. Cocaine is expensive. Very expensive. I can't put it in it costs your soul, because I've broken free from my cocaine addiction. Would I do it right now if somebody offered me some? Absolutely. And that's the price you pay for being an addict. But I haven't bought cocaine in like 4 months. And my wallet's been a lot bigger than it ever has been. Cocaine is fucking expensive. There is no other way to put it. Moving on to dabs. I would say they're not expensive, but they're not cheap. Especially if you don't have a med card. We're just going to go ahead and throw weed and carts all here, and not expensive, but not cheap. I guess it depends how much weed you buy. It depends how often you re-up. You know, are you buying an ounce and a cart and dabs all at once? Even if you are, it kind of adds up to not being that expensive, but it's not that cheap. You're definitely spending money, and you're definitely using money that you could have otherwise saved. I mean, that comes with every single drug that you buy. Kratom, weed, real carts, dabs, all get ranked dead in the middle. Not expensive, but not cheap. Moving on to kratom, it gets ranked here down and almost last, cheap. It's not free. You have to buy it. Now, I wish I was ranking these based off of how worth of the money they are, as kratom would be buttfuck last, but we're just ranking how expensive they are in terms of how much money they cost. Kratom is cheap. Moving on to ADHD medication. I think ADHD medication is kind of expensive. If you're buying it off of a plug or the street, it's really expensive. And even if you're buying it from a doctor prescribed, if you don't have insurance, it's expensive. And even if you have insurance, it's still kind of expensive. I mean, I was always paying co-pays and you have to pay the visits and yada, yada. It's a lot. It's kind of expensive. I hate to break it to you. Fentanyl is cheap. It's why people do it. It's unfortunate, but fentanyl is cheap. Now, it costs you your life and your soul. So we could put it here and it costs your soul, which is where it's going to land. Yes, it's cheap in terms of money, but what are you really spending when you decide to do fentanyl? It's one of those drugs that costs a little more than money. All these drugs we're going to be ranking based off of how much they cost in terms of money, but when it comes down to the really, really hard drugs, fentanyl costs your soul. Moving on to opioids, it's going to land here with benzodiazepines in not expensive but not cheap. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and place them in expensive. Personally, in my area, opioids are a little harder to get. They're even harder to get than benzodiazepines, and I would say they're even more expensive than benzodiazepines because of that fact. So, moving on to DMT. DMT is cheap. You can make this yourself. I'm not going to tell you how, but you can. I have done it. I advise against it. It's illegal. But it didn't cost me a whole lot. One trip to Walmart and one trip to the boonies out in the desert, and I had me some DMT. So moving on to lean codeine promethazine. This is fucking expensive. Opioids are just expensive. Don't smoke vapes, guys, otherwise you're a bitch. I don't smoke vapes. So it's weird that I'm out of the camera shot here. But I'm feeding. All right? I can't wait. Sorry. Opioids are not cheap. Moving on to crystal methamphetamine. Unfortunately, this costs your soul. I've only done crystal methamphetamine a couple times, and it was by accident. I've had dreams about it. I've had dreams about smoking it. I've had dreams about doing it with my girlfriend. She doesn't do hard drugs, and I've never even actually smoked methamphetamine. And here I am dreaming about it. I still think about how crystal meth felt to this day. Horrible consequence from doing this substance by accident. I highly recommend you stay away from these big three right here, as they cost your soul more than money ever will be able to buy back. They cost your humanity, all right? Research chemicals. I'm talking mostly about benzodiazepine research chemicals and ketamine research chemicals like 2CK, whatever. I know it's not fair to rank them all, but if we were talking about every single research chemical, we'd be here all day. Make our own research chemical tier list. That's a great idea. We will do that. But I'm talking about research chemicals, as you can buy these online. They're analog substances of different drugs like stimulants, benzos, opioids. They're wannabes. They're made in a lab. They're sold to you for rat testing, not human consumption. Online, on the clear net. I would say they're not expensive, but they're not cheap depending on what you're buying and depending on where you're buying it from. All I'll say with that. And because we're on the topic, I will rank 4-HCO DMT here in not expensive, not cheap. And I'll rank 2CB here. Shit. Sort of in line with Adderall. I'm going to go ahead and put 2CB here inexpensive. And 4-HCO DMT in not expensive. There you go. You got it. Amanita mushrooms now get their own tier. Fake shrooms. Anything being sold to me at a vape shop advertised as psilocybin. It could still be 4-HCO, but I'm talking mostly about Amanita mascara. The fly nectar. It's cheap. Alright, you go buy it at a smoke shop. It's cheap. You could probably get a bar for like $20. So, moving on to cigarettes. Cigarettes are cheap. Now, if you're buying packs a day, they're still cheap. Who am I kidding? Moving on to acid or LSD. It's cheap. Actually, we're going to go ahead and put it in not expensive, not cheap, as I guess it depends how you're buying it. Like if you're buying a fucking vial of it, it kind of goes for a lot, but it ends up being cheap if you just blot it on. You know, you can make this go a long way, so we're going to put it in the middle. Molly or MDMA, I would say it's a little more towards expensive. If your Molly or MDMA looks like this, it's ecstasy, it's probably cheaper as it's fake and cut with shit. But if you're buying Molly MDMA that is not capped and not pressed, and it's actually a rock substance like it should be, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's not the worst thing ever. We'll put it here in the middle. Nicotine! It's cheap. I'm going to go buy a new vape today, which is awful. God, I wish I couldn't. I wish I wouldn't. Wish I don't. Don't smoke nicotine, guys. It has horrible consequences, and yeah. Moving on to shrooms. Psilocybin. It's cheap. I think it's cheap. Personally, yes. You don't need that much. It's cheap. And you don't need to trip that often. It's cheap. Crack! Cost your soul. Good luck wanting anything other than crack after you get addicted to crack. Moving on to peyote. Is peyote expensive? I don't know. Peyote is considered expensive, so we're going to go ahead and put it in expensive. Google told me it's expensive, so I'm going to put it in expensive. Moving on to fake carts. See, I'm educated. You're welcome. I just did something that you couldn't have done on your own. Fake carts! They're cheap. All right, they're super cheap. You're buying them at a smoke shop, just like fake shrooms. I don't know what else to tell you. You're buying fake carts. You're a pussy. Moving on to ketamine. Honestly, ketamine's kind of expensive. I'm going to make sure. I feel like it's kind of expensive. We'll put it here in the middle. Street ketamine is a little cheap, but if we're buying like therapy ketamine, it's obviously expensive. I even think street ketamine is a little more expensive than something like DMT or shrooms or... I'm going to put weed, carts, and dabs down here in cheap. Good job, guys. You made it down here in cheap. I think that bud is cheap. Carts are cheap. I'm going to go buy a fucking 2-gram cart for like $50, and that's going to last me a week. That's pretty cheap if you ask me in terms of drugs. 7-0! Why? 7-0 is the only one in this tier. Why? Why? Why are you doing it? Why does it exist? You know what I mean? There we go. New fresh tier list. Why? The 708 is for shut up! The 70. You need to try it again. Oh God. You know what's funny? I'll actually talk about 7-0 today. Why pick 7-0? When first of all, opioids exist. If you want to do a drug, go do an opioid. And why pick 7-0? When you can drink. Why pick 7-0? When even something like kratom exists. Why pick 7-0? Ever. I don't care if it's cheaper than opioids. It's helping you off opioids. It's helping you off this. It's this. It's that. It's this. It's that. I don't care. I think that doing 7-0 costs more than any amount of money could ever buy. As doing 7-0 just made you the most biggest bitch in the fucking world! You should just do heroin, fentanyl, or crack. And you'll probably have a better time. I'm even thinking about revisiting 7-0 so I can just feel how I feel about this substance. As the more I think about it, the more I just get pissed off and I want to throw it to the side. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of looking at it. I'm tired of thinking about it. I'm tired of even ranking it. It's been getting its own tier because you're a fucking pussy. You are such a fucking lowlife that you get your own tier. Anybody who does 7-0, you're not even on the same realm as me. You don't get to have an opinion. Your opinion is laughed upon. You comment anything about 7-0 in a positive light, I'm looking at your comment and I'm literally laughing. I'm laughing as I reply because you're a fucking joke. If you do 7-0, you're a joke. If you think about 7-0, you're a fucking joke. If you spend your money on 7-0, you're a joke. You're a fucking joke. If you do 7-0, you're a fucking joke. Moving on to edibles. Same with weed. It's cheap. We did it! I hope you guys enjoyed the tier list. Money is hard to come by. Money costs you time, and time is money. So, here's your expensive drug tier list. As drugs aren't free unless you're stealing DXM, and everything else costs something. So which drugs cost something and which drugs cost more than others? We did it! Let me know down below your opinion on which drugs are the most expensive and which drugs have costed you the most amount of money. Do you agree with my tier list? Let me know down below, yes or no, and why. I love you guys. Thank you to everyone who supports my Patreon. You got to see this video early and you got to see a different intro exclusive to Patreon. Love you guys. Have a good day, night. Whenever you caught it, leave a like, subscribe. It lets me know that you enjoyed it, and it lets YouTube know that you enjoyed it. Comment gooch! We're doing it again! Comment gooch if you watch the full video. I know who my real ones are down below. Like I said, I love you guys. Have a good day, night, whenever you caught it. I just appreciate everybody who even sits down and watches the video. That supported itself. Thank you so much. Have a good day, night, whenever you caught it. Peace.
Hopping out the two-door. Look too poor, swerving in that two-door. Look like a princess when I'm hopping out the door. I'm so cold.